Hello everyone, my name is Eyewema Ani Odiase, and today I'll be presenting on the topic psychological stress and coping strategies, how it has affected individuals, the causes and the symptoms, and the coping strategies. On this slide is the introduction. I'm going to be talking about the symptoms of stress, psychological stress, sources of psychological stress, effects of a range of major sources of psychological stress, coping strategies used to reduce stress, effectiveness of a variety of coping strategies. Stress, which has a wide range of physical, psychological, and environmental repercussion, is an inherent aspect of life that people experience regularly. This was said by Gassemi et al. In 2024. According to Redzik et al. 2024, stress is the non-septic response of the body to any demand made upon it and might arise in workplace, the home, or larger community. A variety of circumstances from acute stressor, like the fear of almost having a major incident of chronic stressor, like ongoing mental strain, can upset this balance. This was also said by Gassemi et al. In 2024. Symptoms of stress. Stress comes in various symptoms. It could be headache, back pain, and muscle cramp, which I'll probably talk about on table 1. On table 1, you can see the symptoms of stress. We've got acute stress, chronic stress, and episodic stress. If an individual has acute stress, you begin to see symptoms like negative thoughts, inability to forget traumatic events, sleep disturbances, feeling isolated, and stomach pain. When an individual has chronic stress, they begin to experience symptoms like headache, indigestion, nausea, muscle cramps, and weaknesses. There's the third one called the episodic stress. The individual begins to feel backache, migraine headache, heart problems, high blood pressure, and disturbance of the immune system. Since depression and suicidal thoughts are caused by poor mental health, psychological stress is a major worry in today's society. This was said by Ao et al. 2024. Anxiety and depression are thought to be preceded by psychological stress. These symptoms accelerate the development of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and other aging-related health problems if they are not properly treated. Conditions around an individual could cause stress, such as noise, pollution, overcrowding, or natural disasters that negatively impact mental well-being by creating discomfort, threat, or disruption to the daily life of the individual. This was said by Shamel et al. In 2021. Another source of stress is psychological stress, which refers to internal bodily conditions such as illness, hormonal imbalance, sleep deprivation, or chronic pains. Another source of stress is social sources. These are external pressures and challenges arising from someone's interpersonal relationships, such as societal expectations, environmental expectations, such as conflict, discrimination, lack of support that impact emotional well-being and mental health. This was said by Whitten et al. In 2012. Another source of stress is organizational stress. It stems from factors within the workplace or academic environment, such as high workload, poor management, job insecurity, or lack of support, which can negatively affect an individual's mental health and performance. I'll share more light on this in figure 1. The characteristics of the 4 main sources of psychological stress or environmental: noise, unpleasant neighborhood, pollution, traffic, catastrophic event, temperature. Then psychological, such as sleep disturbance, lack of physical activities, illness, and accidents. Social sources, such as financial crisis, unemployment, racial inequality, loss of family member, divorce can also cause stress. Looking at the organizational ones, you can see job insecurity, pick and choose policies, low salary, exploitation, organization policies, training constraints. The presence of a range of stressors leads to the production of chemicals in the body. and prolonged presence of these stress chemicals like cortisol, adrenaline, and norepinephrine are major contributors to the effect of stress and the health challenge that come with it. Psychological stress can lead to headache, exhaustion, fatigue, sleeplessness. Female and male sexual dysfunctionality. Stress affects different people based on individual differences, such as age, sex, gene, and personality, and also environmental factors such as previous stress experience, gut microbiome, coping strategies, social status, and social support. If you see on the circle the daily stressor, acute stress processes, psychological responses, on cognitive, you've got the appraisals and the as individuals, we will always encounter stress. The most important contribution to theoretical conceptualization of the phenomenon of psychological stress in modern concept is the Lazarus model. This was said by Margaret et al. In 2018. What does the Lazarus theory say? The Lazarus theory states that stress results from appraisals of threats and coping ability, leading to problems as a result of internal or external demands. Appraisals can be primary or secondary. For the primary one, we have the coping resources such as personal attributes, stable environment attributes. Some people are prone to manage stress better than others. Secondary, we have coping responses, emotion or problem solving focus coping. Some people focus more on their problems while some focus on the solution. So those that focus more on the solution find it easier to cope with stress better than those that focus on their problem. 5 ways in which we can reduce stress. You can remove the stressor, you can withdraw from the stressor, looking at the positive aspect, the perception in which you handle the stress. Then show support such as family, loved ones. There are loads of organizations out there to help people with their mental health that can support individuals going through such strategies to reduce stress. We've got the cognitive, the physical, the environmental, and other. For the cognitive, you can go for therapy. You can find out what hobby do you like. Then meditation. There are exercises like yoga, practicing mindfulness, just keeping quiet for some time, planning. Have a better and more organized life. If you plan ahead, it reduces your stress. For physical coping strategies such as artistic expression, deep breathing, because the more you do that, the more oxygen is released to your brain and it reduces the stress hormone. You also have the environmental coping strategies such as music. So in nature, take a walk in the park, also prayer. Very good. Prayer helps because when you pray to God, you pray to what you believe. It gives you this hope and assurance for tomorrow. So prayer is another way to manage your stress level. There's of a variety of coping strategies. Really effective for managing controllable stressors by addressing root cause. And also we have the emotion focused coping, which helps to regulate emotional responses when the stressor is beyond one's control. Then social support is a powerful coping strategy that provides emotional relief and practical advice. Avoidance coping, e.g. denial, procrastination, may offer short-term relief but in generally ineffective in the long run. The most effective coping often combines both problem and emotion focused approaches based on the nature of the stress according to Lazarus theory of stress. Conclusion. In conclusion, psychological stress arises from a wide range of sources, including environmental, psychological, social, and organizational factors. Each source has distinct effect on mental and physical well-being, highlighting the need for tailored coping strategy. Effective coping involves both problem-solving focused and emotion-focused approaches depending on the situation. Understanding and applying the right coping techniques can significantly improve stress management and overall mental health and well-being. Thank you.